Hello, this is Yellowtail Gaming, aka Nick K, aka that one cinder block that fell off the cart and now sits in the mud, alone, covered up, depressed, never to find love, never to find another. And today we're talking about Hello Games' new game, No Man's Sky. If you're not familiar with the game, it is a space exploration game that is mind-blowingly large. It is incomprehensible how large this game is. You can hear the numbers and you can know what the numbers mean, but there is no way of visualizing what that includes, what that is composed of. An example of that is the number of planets in the game. I'm going to start off with a number that is very high, and that is the number of photos shared on Facebook daily. And that is 300 million. That is the population of the United States, more or less. I think the population of the US is about 400 million. But more or less the population of the United States shared in the form of photos every single day. This game has 18 quintillion planets. That's a number that some people don't even know exists. That is an 18 followed by 15 zeros. 300 million is 6 million times smaller than this game. Sorry, it's actually smaller. It's 6 billion times smaller than this game. I think that's the right number. 6 billion times smaller in this game. The number of planets. That's not the number of animals. That's not the number of plants. That's the number of planets. And each planet is a full planet. When you're sitting in space above the planet, if you're looking at a 4K television, just a standard 4K display, the entire area you might play on that planet is no bigger than a single pixel when you're looking at it from orbit. Just incomprehensibly huge. That is not to say that there is an incomprehensible number of things to do. This is a very slow and boring game. I personally like slow games, but even I can see that as boring. The issue with this game is that there's all of this size, all of this wonder, and there's very little diversity. You're working off of essentially 30 elements, which are the base of all the crafting in the game. Upgrading your ship, upgrading your spacesuit, and upgrading your weapon, known as the multi-tool, is all done off of probably about 10 to 15 of these elements. It's not a lot. That's really not a lot. And you can spend, for example, one of the elements is known as Heridium. You can spend 40 minutes looking for a single Heridium deposit just because you need it to get a new laser upgrade so that you can mine a little bit faster. There is combat in the game. It is a first-person space exploration, so there are things to fight. Most prevalent is the Sentinels. The Sentinels are a robotic race that are pervasive throughout the entire universe. And their goal is really the preservation of everything. They don't want things evolving too much, and they don't want things destroying other things too much. So if you are mining a lot on a single planet, or you're killing a lot of animals, the Sentinels will show up to try to stop you and kill you, so that they can preserve the area. And the other form of fighting is in space fighting, which is like a dogfighting type thing, but it's not a very good feature. It's not real exciting. It's not like you would think of when you think of dogfighting. Once again, even that is slow and disappointing. And then every once in a while you'll find a predator that wants to hurt you, but they are astoundingly pathetic and hold no real threat in any way. The only real threat is the Sentinels, and they work in a tiered GTA-like system where there are 5 levels of Sentinel activity, each one becoming more dangerous than the last. The first one being 2 Sentinels, then 4, then Watchdogs, and I've never made it higher than that because there are 2 ways to stop the Sentinels. One of them being to hide, avoid detection. Sentinels show up, you hide, they won't alert anybody of your presence. Second being just to kill everything. You kill those 2 Sentinels that show up and they won't call reinforcements. Simple as that. You kill the 4 Sentinels that show up after that, there's no more reinforcements. You kill the 2 Watchdogs that show up, no more reinforcements. It is so easy to avoid a fight with the Sentinels. If you're looking to get this game, the thing that you really gotta keep in mind is what kind of game do you like playing? Do you like Minecraft? Do you like slowly building yourself up and getting to a point where you're like, yeah, this is cool. Oh, look, that's really cool. Do you like just seeing pretty games? This is a good game for that. It's very beautiful. The environments are just breathtaking. Sweeping in from atmosphere to a planet is awesome. However, if you're looking for more of like an action-oriented game, something where you can go out and fight all the time and you can blow things up and get the money out of it and make it more of like a piracy simulator, that doesn't exist. That's not in the game currently. So, if you're looking for a fast-paced game, ignore this, pass it over, pick up the next game that comes out. If you're looking for something to lay back, turn on the TV, maybe put on a podcast or something, and just kill an hour or two, just lay there and whittle away an hour or 2 of your time, this is a top-notch game for that. Very good game for doing that. There isn't much more to be said about this game. I mean, I've said more than I think is existent in the world. I've been recording for a couple of minutes here, and I think I've said too much about the world. That I've gotten into explaining too much. The whole thing boils down to the world that you exist in, the universe, is astronomically large. And once again, I'll use the word incomprehensibly large. However, it is extremely repetitious. You'll find the same thing over and over and over and over again. And no matter where you are, it's almost always going to be the same feeling to the game. Well, I think that about does it for me. If you have any questions about the game, please drop a comment down below. Any other games you want to hear about, please leave a comment down there. If you just disagree with me, that's fine. Leave a comment. Of course, like and subscribe. Gotta say that. And of course, thank you and goodbye.